What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is Club 50 Sports, and we are here to talk everything sports. We have our Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. We have the two teams that have made it to the end. And in a couple of weeks, we'll see them go jab for jab, punch for punch to see who carries home that Vince Lombardi trophy. But we had a game yesterday. Chiefs defeat the Bills. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and one Taylor Swift will be heading back to the Super Bowl. They defeated the Bills 32-29, and they're going for a three-peat. Manny, go ahead. Let's recap it, man. What did you see yesterday?
I don't. If you can give a Hall of Fame nod to an assistant, I'm gonna say that Espagnolo is a great defensive coordinator. Um, he called a corner blitz the last play of the game. Well, the fourth and five that Josh Allen, which I haven't seen in a long time, him call. Um, he was just good. As Spags, and again, I told you this. Remember, I told you this last week that Allen needs to have a game like he did in the I like towards that divisional game a couple of years ago where he had like four touchdown passes. He needed something like that to happen yesterday, and unfortunately, things didn't work out for him. Which I don't think that he played it bad. I don't think he had a bad game. Can't say much about that I mean, James Cook, 85 rushing, 49 receiving. He did his thing, Adam. I cannot really say, but you need more from your receivers, Adam. And this is where things could have. If Matt Hollins is your leading receiver, Adam, there's something weird with that. There's something wrong with that. You need more from your offense as far as your receivers, and your defense has to be better, Adam. Um, the Chiefs hadn't scored 30 points in the whole season, and yesterday was the first time that they scored. Not only it came in the AFC Championship game, in the likeliest game it came, it had to happen. They scored 32 points yesterday. The fourth and one for me, it was. I want to say he made it, man, because there was one ref that was in front of the sticks, and the other one was behind. So I want to go. I want to take a guess that he made it, even though you could have done like different things, like probably hand it off to like a back, because they were waiting for that, Adam. They were waiting for that, and you have to. This is where smart teams like the Chiefs. That's why they advance, and you go home. They are smart people, because the Bills didn't play bad. They scored 29 points, but dude, it's the Chiefs. Whenever they have to make plays, they do make plays. Starting with their fucking generational quarterback, that guy he makes throws, and the receivers just catch and clutch. Like Kelsey, man, he had an okay year. He was quiet throughout the whole year, and look in the playoffs, he has played well, man. Is is unfortunate. I think the Bills, they could have done better. I mean, at least like their defense could have done better. But Patrick Mahomes is just like one of the greatest quarterbacks out there, and he's like a Michael Jordan these days. He be snatching your heart out, and if you don't play clean football, that's what's going to happen, Adam. What do you say?
Well, again, it's not breaking news that Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest that we've seen in this generation, at the very least, maybe the greatest of all times. Just to go to your point with the the spot, I don't know how the referee who is actually looking at the football changes his spot to the referee who is not looking at the football, who was looking at Josh Allen's back. He has no idea where the football ultimately ended up. I don't know how the referee with eyes on the football changes his spot to the other guy's spot, because the guy who had it further up, he was correct. and he went to the guy who had it where he was short, and he was incorrect. So now you need undisputable evidence or indisputable evidence that he actually made the line, because you called it the other way instead of calling it um, for the first down. And again, I don't know why that referee changed his mind, because again, his eyes were on the football. The other guy had no idea where the football was. Um, that being said, at the end of the day, this boils down to two really good teams that you know played really good football for the most part. You do have your Kansas City fumbled at the very beginning of the game. Buffalo had their little things here and there. Um, but Spagnuolo, yes, great defensive coach. Calling that corner blitz at the end of the game was big. But this is something nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about the fact that, yes, Spagnuolo will throw different looks at you constantly. You don't
Correct.
know who's coming at the snap of the ball. You know how you counteract that? A hard count.
Yes.
And Josh Allen and most teams, when they go up against the Kansas City Chiefs, for whatever reason, forget that you can do a hard count, get out of the huddle early so that you have 16, 17, 18 seconds on the clock, get to the line and allow your quarterback to survey what's about to happen. Do a hard count. The one thing that defenses want to do is they want to get to you as quickly as possible. So any millisecond that they can get as an edge to jump the count or what have you, they're going to do it. You know what helps? A hard count. Change the cadences. They will show. And once they do that, then you say, oh, cornerback is coming. I see you. Step up to your offensive line, have them change their assignments, have them discuss it amongst each other, how they're now going to protect you. And that's the solve for that. No hard counts against the Spagnuolo defense is suicide. And I didn't see any hard counts yesterday. Of course, again, we can go back and forth with how great Andy Reid, I'm not telling people anything that they don't know by going into how great Patrick Mahomes is, etc. But the Buffalo Bills once again had their opportunities. The Chiefs found a way to get out of it. I do feel like that fourth down was a big player. I also feel like the catch that may have been a catch or not a catch also played a huge role in this as well. Kincaid dropping a pass that
You
Josh
have to
Allen somehow was able to get out there and at least give him a chance. All of these little things are big time difference makers, and players have to make those plays in those clutch moments, because we might be talking about a totally different thing if Dalton Kincaid was able to bring that in and it was right there in his hands, right there for the taking.
You know what they say? If it hits your hands, you have to catch it.
Especially in those moments. Again, we grew up and we've seen catches throughout our lives. We've seen the helmet catch, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? So you've gotta do what you need to do in those situations. And if he catches that ball, again, the loss is not on him, but it's those moments, right? It's those moments that you have to grasp, and you look back on 10 years later and be like, hey, you remember that Dalton Kincaid catch, where he came back to the ball and, Buffalo ended up beating, Kansas. It's those moments that you talk about in history that you either make the play or you don't make the play. And now the story will continue with the Kansas City Chiefs instead of the Buffalo Bills, because you just got to make one more play than the other team. And they had their shot. Unfortunately, they didn't get it done.
Yeah, man, Adam. It's like you said, Adam. You gotta make plays when the lights shine bright, and that's why the Chiefs are always in the AFC Championship game, and they just make more plays than the other team. Guys, let us know what do you guys think about this. Should at least like the fourth and one, should that been called for the Bills or against the Bills?
Oh,
Comment
That was a
And
first down, my friends. Yes, make sure you comment, guys.
let us know, guys. As Club 54 will be right back.